Hello? You hear me now? No. That's 2 minutes of talking high quality stuff, by the way. And I didn't even know about it. Oh, it's so bad. Can you guys hear me now? I was going through everything. We were literally cracking the code on the market and you guys couldn't even hear me. Let's see if it's back. Should be back now. You could blame the webcam for that one. Start over? Yeah. All right. There was so much. I can't even want to start over after that rant. Okay. You can see when I get ranty, I don't stop. All right. US 500. Firstly, we know we're in a massive range. I assume now it's working. You guys can hear me. So 44.30. We're at the tippity top. We're at a resistance point coming into non-farm payrolls. This is always the way it's going to be. Non-farm payrolls is the biggest news of the month. Traditionally, it's the big thing. It's what most people look for. And it's like that thing, the catalyst that starts the next move. So next week should traditionally be a pretty good trading week because we find out a little bit of information here. The market pushes through a resistance or through a support and then gives us that opportunity to then get in the participation phase. That's what we want. So market at the tippity top right now. Will it reject and come back down, test the 43.70 and then the big bears get involved? Or will it go to new all-time highs and we have to start looking at the bullish tendencies of the market for the next couple of weeks to, of course, fully fill this big range here. Time will tell on that one. What do you guys think? What's the chat think? Hawkish Fed and pre-FOMC, says Louis Martin. Yeah, mate, all good from the beginning, please. Yeah. Oh, I smoked myself there, didn't I? US 100, a little bit of a breakout to an all-time high there. It's coming down slightly here, the weaker market in the morning. And by the way, is anyone on that biotech train yesterday? Damn! Let's just have a look at one of my favorites. Beam, how did you do me so good? 15.79%. Thank you very much, biotech. That was thanks to Edit, I believe. Edit was really the stock that got this thing through. But this is a trough, peak, higher trough. We noticed it earlier in the week. You got the closeout, and then bang goes the dynamite. This was an explosive biotechnology move. This is why they're so dangerous, guys. Because when bio goes wild, you get a 15.79% day. That is huge day. I mean, yeah, okay, you see it sometimes on squeeze stocks. This isn't the squeeze stock. This thing's just mental. Obviously, AMC did do 12.3 yesterday. Hood continued to get obliterated. And where did AMD end up anyway? After those big puts came through, where did the AMD go to? Hello, AMD. I think I put it in the short potential down here. I don't even know where I put AMD. Let's have a quick look. There it is, 112, 111. So this was textbook nasty Wall Street, guys. Textbook nasty Wall Street. They put so many puts. It was a put fiesta up here coming into the Friday. If you're in the private membership community, you guys would have seen it. Obviously, there's other ways of getting that data as well. But yeah, there were so many puts being put in. Short dated, slightly longer dated, maybe like a month or so. And everyone was hitting that 120, 125. They hit it for about $2-3 million worth of premium. And I'm sure they're sitting there smacking their chops today about how great they're feeling. Because that is really a big one here. Mr. Monster said, could be the last rally before the correction. Yes. Yes, it could be the last rally before the correction. If it does go up through here, I guess you've got to... look, you follow the price action. The reality of the situation is we are in a bullish price action market. If you're sitting here and telling me and telling the community, Tom, I think the US 100 is bearish from the aspect of the weekly. I mean, I don't see the bear. Do you see the bear? Not yet. It's a bull market. You can be very planned and conservative about your approach, maybe at these points during the year, during the seasonal events, but you can never ignore the price action. The price action currently has us still optimistically bullish. I also have talked a lot about how we're in a multi-year bull run here. For people that think the whole market's going to get exploded, I don't feel like that's going to happen. I just really don't feel like that's going to happen. A mixture of monetary policy, too late to actually fix anything really. They've ruined the economy from that aspect. And also just a mixture of innovation and how strong that play can be. So yeah, it's going to be super interesting here. SW says, NVAX biotech roller coaster. And then Shizzy Wiznut says, I did really great on that one yesterday. Beam. Yeah, that was some wild moves there. Will it be able to hold up? I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. So we had a bit of a different market yesterday. There was mostly greens. I mean, obviously Square was up pretty heavily as well. I must admit, I want this thing back down a little bit now, guys. Come back to me, Square. Come back to me. You know, I trimmed it a little. I did a little bit of trimming. I need cheaper price, but I'll be patient. I'll be a patient beaver on Square. I'll come back in the future for you. And the rest of them. We also had QCOM doing a really nice roll reversal yesterday as well. We go down here to the daily little sneaky roll reversal here on QCOM after the market near the end there. It just had a little bounce. Wonder if that gets some follow through. So it's all about non-farms. It's going to happen in 20 minutes, guys. It's all about watching along with us today. Let's see what the chat thinks right now. Let's see what the community thinks about non-farm payrolls. Do you have a beat number here? Forecast is 870K jobs. We've got a forecast unemployment rate going down to 5.7%. What do you guys think? Is it going to be one of these four? I would like to know. A hit, a slight miss, really bad, or really good? Which one do you think it's going to be? Remember, these two are actually quite bullish, we think, for the market. This one, probably bearish for the market. This one, I think it is also bearish for the market. Now, some people will argue, oh, really bad means that more stimulus. But remember, we have had some little rumblings from the Fed, from certain people that are in the know saying, oh, we're thinking about tapering, we're thinking about doing this. Really bad news. It could, look, we don't really know how it's going to go. Wall Street ultimately will just push it wherever the hell they please. But remember this about Wall Street and non-farms. Often it'll go in one direction really hard, then it will reverse that direction and go the other direction, and it traps all these people. So the initial reaction, this is not an easy number. It's not just what we see on screen. They dive into the data. They find out where the jobs are. I'll put a weekend video out discussing those topics, discussing what my opinion is on them, and of course, our trading community's opinion is on them. And that's the important part. It's not just the jobs; it's where are those jobs that becomes a very big question. Now we saw the pre-number. The pre-number sucked. Let's scroll up here. 330K was the pre-number, so that was certainly pretty damn bad. Not good. Not good. Flat Hat says miss. Jeff says slight miss. A Hutton says really bad. Usain Vision says really bad. 50% of target really bad. Wow. So you guys are all thinking really bad. We've got bullish here. Lucian was never going bearish, guys. Lucian's a winner. You know why? Because Lucian just keeps stacking cash into high quality, I would hope high quality stocks. And just never a bear. I'm sure. Lucian, never a bear. And then Truly Messiah says super beat. Wow. Lunch money, it's a beat. All right. No worries. Very interesting to see what you guys think here. We've got Upper Decks coming in with a $2 donation. Thank you so much, Upper Decks. Appreciate your support as per usual. So coming into this market, coming into the non-farms, what do we expect we have to watch? Well, let's bring up a quick 4-screener here and just set up a couple of things. We always want to watch the US 500. We need to know what goes on here because it's going to be a pretty interesting time. Now, a little bit of weakness at the top. This is going to be one of the most important zones that we watch here. The other ones that we'll need to watch, dollar index. Now, can anyone else in the community tell me which other stocks, which other commodities, which would you be looking at over this period? Okay, so we've got the dollar index, we've got the S&P. What other things would you want to watch into a non-farm payroll event? What other things move heavily? One sec. Let me just quickly. There we go. Turn that off. So dollar index going to be an important one. Let's have a quick look at the daily here just to get an idea of where it's at. So you'll notice the daily is pushing actually higher. So this thing's breaking out before the announcement. Look at that. Look at the breakout here before the announcement. Jimmy Biera says they're going to try to cook these jobs numbers. Well, will they be able to get through those things? Iwm breakout anytime soon. Iwm's in the middle of nowhere land. It's still in the middle. The middle of the middle. We go to the daily here. A little bit of bullishness yesterday. That was actually pretty bullish. The 10-year obviously turned around. If you actually look at the 10-year, for long-time viewers of the channel, you would not be surprised why the 10 years are going up here. Because when you see the long leg doji at the bottom, confirmation happens like this, it usually begins that momentum. This is long leg doji, decision made, momentum trade. Now, do I like the momentum trade into non-farm payrolls event? Not really, but this is a very classic style of candle pattern that we've been watching. We've got little doji, we've got a long leg doji, we've got a decision made, and you're getting a rally. I don't like taking them into non-farms because they can reverse and smash you around, but yeah, it's certainly quite a setup there. What are your thoughts on QQQ today? At this stage, I guess it's down, but really, it all comes down to non-farms. I mean, S&P is at the tippity top. The Nasdaq is at the tippity top. It obviously broke out slightly. If non-farms push it down, then we could see quite a lot of sell-off here, especially on those markets. So it's very, very tough here. Mohammed Al-Masari says, Tom, glad to see the face cam is back. Yes. Yeah, we got it sorted. Don't worry about that. So hopefully the community was correct and they said 10-year always moves on NFP days. Yeah, 10-year is good. And then, of course, gold and silver is really important here. Houston Vision says, Tom, event has already started. Brazilian index has corrected 8%. So what Houston Vision is saying here, and it is correct, is that often the beginning of corrections start in overseas markets. So certain emerging markets, and I will say this about Brazil, it's been emerging ever since I got into the market, and it was probably emerging about 10 years before that. Man, Brazil's market, I tell you what, that Olympics, and people in Brazil, I'm sure there's someone here watching from Brazil, that Olympics was a disaster. The Olympics is a disaster, guys. I don't know, is it still on? I haven't watched it, but when I say it's a disaster, it is an economic disaster when not picked off properly. I think like the last couple of ones that were ever good, China did it well. Obviously, Greece got destroyed by it economically. Sydney made a lot of money. Australia did well. Good work, Australia. And then also, of course, the US. The US did really well back in the 90s. I think that was incredibly profitable Olympics, actually. But my goodness, Brazil. Was it Brazil's Olympics? The FIFA thing was also a bit of a nightmare, wasn't it? But that brings in cash. All right. We're not here to talk about those things, though. So we'll get gold up because we will want to watch gold. We'll get the other gold ticker. I would probably suggest you use the currency.com one when you're looking at gold, just because it's pretty important to be able to do it. Now, one sec. Now, we'll basically set gold to 1 minute because this is going to go wild when the non-farms comes out. It is going to be crazy. And we'll leave that there. So we've got it all ready to go. So we're set. We're ready to rock. John says, what's the relationship between the NFP and the huge 350K miss? Oh, look, I don't really know exactly how the numbers gets figured, but I've watched so many of them that particular number never is correct. It's always super wrong. That's why the market doesn't really react much to it. Now, the market reacted slightly to it because it was so weird and so drastically bad. But yeah, usually that is not one of the things. All right, let's actually, what is the Brazilian market's index code? I don't know what the Brazilian market's index code is, but if you bring that up, you are correct. All right, let's bring it up here. $3.49 coming in from Gareth Benton. Thank you very much, Gareth. Thoughts on TDOC short term? Okay, let's have a quick look at TDOC. So really the party will only get started on the market once in 12 minutes. We'll have that party getting started, but not just yet. Thoughts on short-term TDOC? Now, I assume short-term you're meaning really short-term, or hopefully you mean just a couple of weeks here at least. Look, TDOC, I mean, it got purchased heavily here, but we all know that's a bit of the kind of Archie style thing. From the current setup, from what you're seeing, I guess you would be more bullish here on TDOC. It's broken through, closed above, but yeah, I don't really like the chart. And sometimes when you don't really like the chart, like I would just go here, put a resistance line in at 156.63, and unless it gets through that and closes above it, I wouldn't be bullish or bearish on it. I'd just basically be neutralized. You get a close above there. I think that starts a participation phase, and TDOC can get back to the 170 line. So that would probably be the way I'd look at TDOC right now. That would be the way I'd look at it. Gold is going to run after the report. If you took seasonals into event, yeah, it would be. And then we've got Ken coming in, just joined. Hey, guys. Hey, Ken. Great to have you here, man. Sends on the road to $6. Is Square going to 300? Maybe. I mean, if the market keeps going strong here, then yeah. I mean, Square is at the tippity top right now. You look at the Square. I trimmed, I got to say. Trim was the way I kind of thought about it. But look, it makes sense. You've hit it once, you've hit it twice, you've hit it 3 times. The market seemed to like the overall acquisition. I think that's because they didn't have faith in Dorsey doing it without it. But look, for me, Square becomes actually a big risk. If Afterpay is not initiated, like not set up correctly, like if I was trading Square from the investment standpoint right now, I would be heavily watching this Afterpay rollout. Like from the perspective of, and I will be watching it with you guys, this Afterpay rollout is everything to Square right now. If they do not roll out correctly, and I actually want to see Jack Dorsey kind of get his ass kicked in some ways so that he actually brings in other cryptos. So, because PayPal's coming, guys. They're smashing them. They're smashing them right now. If Square hits 300, will you play the hype music? Yes. I mean, yeah, sure. Can you get me Beam to about 160 while I'm at it? That'd be cool. Give me about Beam 160, and then we'll take Square to that level as well. John Smith really wants Neo. Okay, John Smith. We'll have a look at Neo. It's up 0.72%. It's rebounded into one of the lines that we liked. It's found a little bit of resistance at 47, just underneath. What do I see in the Neo charts? Very little. Close above 47. That would be actually very significant, I feel. It's pretty close to that. It's good moving average kind of support here. You would actually be able to dive down into like a 15-minute chart and also make a case for little bottoming effect, and it's on support. Look, yeah, is it fantastic? No. I would like it above 47. Neo above 47 is the key for me there. That's the zone. So we're 8 minutes off the NFP. Let's hopefully see some good numbers there. Missed the whole conversation about NFP, but are you a bull now? This sounds too easy. No, I'm not a bull, I'm neutralized. I've told you guys that. I'm neutral at the moment. Why would you not be in the neutral in the market? From the aspect of the seasonal. Yeah, I know statistically over this period that it's worth holding longs because you can never fully predict the market. But when you've got neutralized NYSE as the composite, you've got neutralized S&P 500, and you've got a non-farm payrolls, is it pay to always be long? Of course. But, you know, you've got to know when to hold them and know when to clip it up. And I always just go with, if I believe something and I think it's good, then I'll stick with it. And I will basically follow that stuff. So if I see this market come back down, if this market then closes below this point, do I start really paying attention to that? Absolutely. That's when I start getting really serious. Because at this point, there could be some catalysts that really start to dump the market. And I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, it'll just be something in plain sight. and it could catalyst down. It'll catalyst down to the 50. And then I've got to make a decision whether do I want to just practice what we've practiced before, which is buying the dip, or do I want to wait for a further correction here? Have I spotted the correct seasonal, the correct time, the correct everything else? That's the look. It's not. It is easy to say just buy the dip, but you've also got to buy the right companies. And I don't think, I explained this yesterday, I don't think it's going to be as easy as it used to be just to go S&P 500, let's go. Because there's going to be quite a few new companies that are going to come into the S&P, and quite a few companies after this pandemic that are going to suffer the long-term consequences of not reinvesting in their business. Maybe. Look, again, another thing that you want to think about, not every day we do this stream is a great day. It just isn't. Some days you'll have stacked figures. Some days you are completely guessing. And I think that's what a lot of new traders, new investors don't necessarily understand. There are some days that you will be able to say, okay, this is a great trade. I know this one works a certain percentage of the time because you've seen it enough times. But that's not every day. Some days there's great trades. Some weeks there's amazing sessions. And some weeks you just sit there and you're bored. So that certainly is one of those things. Now let's have a look at gold again. Let's bring that up because gold obviously is underneath one of the key zones, which is 1800. Now we've seen this hit quite a few times to the 1790 zone and be respected and bounced off this. Now NFP, it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be wild in a few minutes here. We're 5 minutes off this number. Yeah, it could be an interesting 20 minutes after that because we get underneath this and close. Close is the key. It might wick underneath this, but we get underneath this and close. Then gold's really not looking great. I mean, this is bad. Like I could see gold coming back down to the 1765 fairly quickly. This is a really nasty candle. In fact, this type of candle always usually is a stop hunt. So generally, you'll find this candle goes through the 63.8 and goes through a 73.6. I've detailed this type of candle in the private room before, and there's a lot of stop hunt properties here in this type of candle, and the speed at which it switched as well is very, very much so a stop hunt style stealer. So they definitely trap you in, and then they set you up very, very hard. That type of candle there coming off the peaks, it just shows when you come into a non-farm payroll, anything can happen. Gold is waking up. Well, gold's moving. So we're 4 minutes off. We'll definitely get those four screeners up here. So you can see here, gold 1796 currently with big supports down at the 1791, 1792. Silver also moving around. The 10-year is at 1.25. We'll move that down to the 5-minute chart so we can maybe see it a little bit clearer what actually happens here. And then we've got the dollar index currently on the daily. So we'll move that down to the 5-minute chart as well and get that set up. So it's an exciting non-farm payrolls here. The stock market is coming down slightly in anticipation of it. Little 1 hour fake market futures rejections. Do I take that into consideration? Not in non-farms. Why would that, if you're not aware of the non-farm payrolls coming out, you see something like this, can it be right? Possibly, but look at this gold interaction. There's movement here. There's dollars coming in. The little algos around, they're trading, they're getting ready. But I wouldn't think of that as, it's a great signal. It's not a great signal in non-farms. Once you see 100 of them, there's no way you can predict what's going to happen. We got Amal Pradeep, $1.99. SPY puts kind of day. Well, we'll find out very, very soon. I mean, if the options market, if you're in that type of thing, the non-farms will be the thing. And we won't even necessarily know the true market interactions for probably half an hour. To even sometimes up to 2.5 hours after the event, because it can go one direction. And how many times, chat, let me know if you've watched a few of these. How many times have you seen it go off in one direction and then 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, or by the end of the session be the opposite direction by 2%? Let me know how many times you guys have seen that. So here comes the numbers. I'll load this one up. We've got 2 minutes now till it's ready. I'll load this. Get the jobs numbers there. Bring them over to my other screen. So I've got that. my God, I just got rid of everything. That was a bit annoying. Stupid Windows. All right, here we go. 2 minutes to go. We're set up. We've got gold, US 500 open. We've obviously got dollar index open and the 10-year. All are ready to rock. So we've got some questions and answers coming in here. Full in Japan says too many times. Mr. Monster says every market open. Yeah. And then we've got, yeah, it's the algos first. Yes, the algos get in first. And then we are Forex all of August. Yeah, Charlotte, Forex is definitely much better than it has been. All right, guys, here we go. So I'm doing the countdowner. We've got 50-ish. Oh, we've got about 40 seconds to go. So if there's a bit of delay on the stream, you might be already seeing the number. You can see here there is some positioning going through. Gold position slightly bullish there in the last 30 seconds, last minute. Dollar index is positioned slightly weaker. Oh, I'm actually excited. It's the first non-farms for a while that I'm thinking, wow, is something going to happen? We're at the tippity top of the markets. Will the nasty bear really come through to play? Let's find out. All right, we can count down together here. We've got 10, 9. It's like takeoff, T minus. Here we go, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and it is out. Let's see what goes on with this number. So I haven't got my number yet because it's delayed, because it's crap. All right, dollar index is bulling here a little bit. US 500 initially sold off. US 100 went down 0.3. I still don't have the number because this website sucks. I've got to stop using this website. US 500 now gone bullish, then bearish. Dollar index is off the screen. 92. US 10-year is up to 127, and gold just got obliterated. Down underneath 1790. Oh, jobs number's really good. 943K is the number. 5.4%. Wowzers. 943. Now you've got to read into that report. So if someone wants to get into that report, send me a copy of it on Discord. That would be fantastic. So that's a pretty strong jobs numbers there. 943. I wonder where those jobs are. That's going to be the most important part for the economy. And unemployment rate is 5.4%. So again, strong stuff there. This is going to be good for the banks. Push that 10-year up. Allow potential tapering talks. Is that too much above? 943,870. Is that too much above? And therefore hurts growth. 10-year going up often does affect, of course, as we know, the Nasdaq style stocks. Let's have a look now at the Webull pre-market while we go through these numbers. I don't have the full report. Someone, if they're kind enough to send me that would be great, just because I'm streaming at the moment. So numbers again, 943K jobs, 5.4% unemployment rate, expectation 5.7% unemployment rate, and 870K on the jobs number. So pretty decent. Pre-market, these are the stocks that are up. Pre-market down, these are the stocks that are down. I would expect the banks to have an okay kind of session here start. And the US 500 is trying to break through the 44.30. So I think the market is completely confused, because even though these look like big moves, these are on very small time frames. That's actually a very small rally move for the SP. And I think it's because they're trying to figure out right now, the boffins are figuring out, is that slightly good news over the hit enough to scare the Fed or make the Fed bring forward interest rate cuts? You know, is that the problem here? Mr. Padex 21 says US 500 might tank later. Yeah, I wouldn't treat this as a closure above, guys. That ain't no closure above, okay? So is this good news, bad news, or good news? Good news this time. It's good news, but it's bad news from Stim, from getting the Stim pack. So it's, I mean, it is a good number. 943. It may not, the market was preempting slightly bad or hit, mostly slightly bad based on that other one. So now that you've got this good number, it becomes kind of like a 2015, 2016 scenario where Is that a little bit too good? Does that mean that we're going to lose our sweet stimulus a little bit faster? You know what I mean? That's the problem. Aiden Cogger says, nothing is bringing forward rate hikes. Hey, I agree with you long term, man. But we've got to think about how the market wants to interpret it and move stuff. They do not move much. You know what I mean? They do not move much. So all banks will be going up on this news. It takes them quite a lot. Mr. Murray says, man, this was so boring, non-farms today. Yeah, that's because they don't know how to interpret it. I'm telling you. Even that, usually, if it was a slightly bad, they would have gone up. And if it was a super bad, it would have got smoked. But because it's that slightly too good to be true, kind of like they're feeling good about it, they're like, damn, this is not really the catalyst that we wanted. But initial reactions, never trust the initial reaction of the non-farms market. You can already see here dollar index is coming down. I think 10 years probably move is not fake, you would think. Christoph Patret says, how does this make any sense, Tom? Markets rally with high numbers. Does that mean tapering and such? Should be the other way around. Well, it's still too early to see what the true movement is here. This is the type of thing that non-farms does. It goes in one direction and then flicks and goes the other direction. It's not a clear thing. I would not tend to like this number. My personal opinion is the 10-year will probably go up, and the market, I'm not bullish on that kind of number, even though it's great and long-term you should be bullish. It could be like, oh, we think the tapering's going away or tapering's coming. And then we use that as an excuse. It just really depends on what the algos want to do with it. And that's why you've got to watch the price action. You've got to watch the closures. I mean, look at the US 500. It's done nothing. It's gone up, probably triggered a whole bunch of buy stops. It's come back down at one point as well, and now it's ended in the middle. The only thing that really did happen here is it's kind of positive for dollar index, you would think, and the 10-year. For the markets, I don't know how they're going to interpret it. You can see on the left-hand side here, right-hand side here, we've got 0.42% down. And that's a mixture of good news being bad news for the market and a mixture of the 10-year kind of affecting people's perceptions of the US 100 growth. Strange times, guys, but definitely a bit of a bleh compared to what it could have been. So Mr. Big says, does anyone really believe these numbers? Neilio says, bad news, market goes up. Good news, market goes up. Makes total sense. Markets only go up. We don't know that yet. Yeah. No, really bad news is still bad, man. Really bad news is still bad. Dutch Jensen, how do we have to wait before making a clear assumption before it happens? A day. Yeah, day. Correct, Dutch. You need to wait for the close. Unfortunately. You need to wait for the daily. This is what non-farms does. It goes one way, it goes the other way. This is the game. The game is being played. And it can be 100 points totally different by the end of the close. So yes, usually on non-farm payday, you come look at the number, you get excited about the number, you see the action, you go, wow, I wish I was in that way, but I'm not that stupid to trade it. And then you come back at the end of the day and you start going, okay, let's think seriously about what closure points have happened here. What does this tell us about the price action? Because we don't want to really read into that number too much. We don't want to understand it too much. All we care about is what is Wall Street going to do with that number. Are they going to punish us or are they going to say, all glorious? That's great. Then we got Rasta Hall coming in with $5. Good morning. Can you look at the TA on CVM? Yeah, sure. I think that would be good. Let's go check out some stocks now. Okay, CVM. Pre-market 926. Now this looks, that's a 5-minute chart, so it looks a bit spotty. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Nice closure and then follow through on that. Great little bottoming here. 2 decent days of actual volume. This is a very small stock, 395 million. So 395 million, not an incredible kind of number there. but it has falling knifed and then started accumulating. And that's the right thing you should be looking for. So I'll give you a clap there because you're being a patient beaver as opposed to not impatience, and you're waiting, or you've waited for the market to subside, the market to solidify its position on what it wants to do, accumulate, and then break out. Now, ideally, you would have been on yesterday's candle when the breakout occurred. So you would have probably scaled into this or taken some on the close or taken some as it broke out, whatever. Has it now gone too far? Well, I think that this is still pretty strong looking chart. 20 moving average. It's the first time it's touched it. So you might see a little bit of weakness here. But overall, you know, there's a huge move that can occur on this stock. Look at your fundamentals here. Because it's a smaller stock, fundamentals will play out. You've got earnings coming up as well. So you've got to think about that rally into earnings and whether it's going to be justified by the stock. And when you're talking about support resistance levels, you've got, of course, a big, strong resistance somewhere around this 10-ish kind of area. So you've got previous support becoming resistance, psychological kind of zone, somewhere around this 10, 11, probably 11. Yeah, I'd probably go with these most recent ones. So somewhere around that $11 is where you're looking at the market, you know, rallying to if it is going to rally. They got the upper decks coming in with $2, BITF. All right, we'll check that out. BITF, Bitfarms. So after the non-farm payrolls, what were the big movers? Well, we saw gold spike down pretty heavily. That's now recovered to 1790.63. That was really one of the only moves. 10 years gone up substantially because, of course, good news could mean tapering, which is definitely what the logic there behind that move is. And then we've got the US 100 getting hit by the 10-year a little, which is the Nasdaq, and the SP 500 has no idea what it wants to do. And a lot of that is due to, well, the Nasdaq stocks are going down a little, the bank stocks are going up a little, and that's why the Dow is, of course, up more than the other two. Also, IWM will probably be looking okay here early. BITF, weekly. Some decent kind of crazy gaps. So you hit the 50, you capped above it, you closed bullish, which is a good bullish sign, and then you moved again. You've got earnings in only a few days. If you're in it already, if you got in on the close, I don't blame you because it was definitely rallying very hard, and this has created, you know, some serious movements here. You've got 555 in the pre-market. This is an $816 million company. If you're wondering where the resistance is, it's around that just underneath $7 mark. You can see, don't be too greedy here. You've also got 6. So you're going to have 6 as an issue, just underneath 6. And then the next level is going to be around 7. And you can very clearly see those wicks. And over here, I'd be putting in the averages of around that 7 from a TA perspective. Good luck. Upper Deck says they mine with cleaner energy, supposedly. Come on, man. Mining with cleaner energy? Does that mean they put like a solar panel out the front? They're like, hey, we got 5% clean energy. I don't trust miners and clean energy, guys. I don't. Come on now. That's like saying I trust Woolworths and Coles for Australian people when they say, "Oh, we're putting solar on all our roofs to go green because we care." No, you're putting solar on your roofs because you found out that it was absolutely 100% economically sound to do so. Which is nothing wrong with that. But don't come at me and tell us that story. That's not true. It's because it's profitable to do so. The Upper Decks said that they mine Hut also under 6. Let's have a look at that. Does anyone in Australia agree with that? Do you think that Coles is putting solar on their roof because they're really being legitimate? Or do you think they're putting it on there because it makes them money? I love it. Cool. Good. I got solar on my roof. I love the solar. But I'm not sure about that one. But that might be political. I don't even know. We've got long leg doji here. And we've got, of course, a weekly closure above. That's bullish. And we go over here to the daily. Let's have a look here. Oh, that was really nice trade there, man. I like that. That's a lightning bolt with, of course, a very nice closure above. Little retest. Now you're putting pressure here. Yeah, nice. And you've got good base. You've got clear volume change. Wow. Who is accumulating this? What is this? Is this some stock offer? Why is the volume so big here? I would check that out. This stock went from nothingness to being accumulated super hard compared to where it was. So always good to know those types of things. Saying says, oh, Coles really, really, really care. I can tell you, my father is a farmer. And there ain't way that they get good money. You know, it's horrible. Like, what you see as a farmer, shout out to dairy farmers out there, by the way. It is rough out there, guys. Nasty Coles and nasty Woolworths, they dominate the milk market. They destroy many. It's terrible. Anyway, I won't get into that, but it is terrible. It's terrible. Javed says it's all about the monies. And Tristo says, yeah, it is. It really is. That's very capitalist of them. US 100 coming down now 0.41%. And we got TLT getting hit up a little bit there as well from that non-farm numbers. So I actually quite liked both of those super chats. They were pretty damn decent from the perspective of the rallies that you'd started seeing. It kind of, it almost seems like you're taking some of the learnings there and bringing them together, because there was some nice stuff there, man. Nice stuff. Then we've got Franklin Matthew came in with $5. Says, good morning, Tom. Apps, please. All right, man. Let's have a look. APPS. Okay. Not bad. It didn't do enough on the closure. So the reason I say this not bad is we know that we've got an issue around this 50. We know from the perspective of TA that we're getting a pretty damn serious, kind of like series of higher lows. Now, that's not going to be a perfect trend line, don't get me wrong. But this is a very nice little breakout zone, isn't it? 66. Lots of weird rejections. I would like to see better volume here. So I would like this volume to be better than it is. But this is a crazy amount of weird wicks that just suddenly got closed above. So you have a long leg doji, a rejection, a bullish one, a rejection, and then you get one to clean it up. Look, I actually quite like this after 66, this apps thing. Packaged software apps. It's got decent runway after that as well. Decent participation phase. I'll bring it in. I'll bring it into the discussion for the next week. We'll find out what it does there. We'll bring apps in. True. True. Truly Messiah, milk is so damn cheap. Milk is like the same price as it's been in Australia. Actually, how much is milk in America? How much is milk in America? So in Australia, we pay $2 if you buy the cheap milk. $2 for 2 liters. Okay. Now I know America's got different weight system, but let us know, how much is the milk, the generic base brand, not the UHT? How much is it in America? I'm very interested. Anoop Sonpar, SGD $5 super sticker. Thank you very much, Anoop. Appreciate your support. Massive shout out. Thank you very much, man. PK Subban says, can you check out Roblox? Yeah, this was one that was brought up in the private community the other day. I actually quite liked it. I quite liked it, man. Old Roblox. There's a lot to like here about this chart. So well done in the community, because I like this. And you know, I haven't even talked, I've been hating on Roblox since it came out. But all of a sudden it hasn't done a long enough period on the market. You guys know I can't trade it because I've got a rule. It's not been 12 months. It needs to be 12 to 18 months before I like to look at stocks that have been IPO'd on the US stock market. I've been cut by that one quite a few times. I don't do it. So we've got here peak, we've got a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and you have a strong base at 76. You've got a nice wick rejection here on that sell-off day, and then you've got a nice wick rejection again, followed by bullish candle, followed by a retest, and then a bullish movement up. So there's the reason why there's a lot to like is it's done the first step of, I guess you would say, repair on the market. The next step is to get through this zone here, which is going to be around that 83-ish, 82, 80 zone. Once you get through here, oh yeah, it's looking a lot better. You'll probably start to get, the good thing about Roblox as well is it has that massive retail support behind it. So when the retail gets excited, I'd never played Roblox. I think it's Minecraft. I don't know what it is. Minecraft for younger children, who knows? But the point about it is that a lot of people know it. A lot of retail support behind this stock. So when it starts running, it starts really moving. And that's what we saw last time. When it ran, everyone got hyped. Therefore, it has those same types of properties, which is something I like in the stock market right now. It's like social arb. If you know AMD, let's say, is a crazy stock, and it's not just about whether the stock's worth something. It's also about how many retail traders get hyped into it. If we know that when we see a great technical analysis trade on something like, for lack of a better term, SPCE, and it breaks through and it's got this great accumulation, should we take advantage of that? Should we potentially open a call and leave it open and just say, hey, I know that if this thing is doing this, we're about to see hype equity. We're about to see other people start getting hyped into it. If that's the way that you trade for the next year, it might actually be pretty good because you're using really serious technicals, and then you're also using a super serious amount of, real social arbitrage where you're starting to see that uptick. I've talked about stock twits before, when you see that messaging going up a little bit with technical analysis. It's that kind of data play, that thing that Wall Street still don't have in their system. They're bringing this in, but what we have and what they have is probably pretty similar. I don't think they're that much more advanced. It takes a while for them to get up to speed. They're only just starting. Ooh, that's nasty. Yep, I see it, Dave. Nasty, stupid gold. Back to the 1762 we go, it looks like. So the US 10-year is really taken off there. So they've made their decision. The US 10-year now could be putting in a double bottom as well. Michael Burry, he'll be happy with this. I bet you that double bottom proofs as well to our downtrend. Let's get the little double bottom out. Sneaky double bottom. Not bad. Proof's okay. So back to the 142 if it gets through. Wow. See what I mean about these non-farms? All of a sudden, down 0.55% here on the US 100. US 500 slightly down. And the only thing keeping up the US 30 is probably the banks. Let's have a look now at the Webull tracker thing. CVNA up 8%. JP Morgan up 1.27. That's why you don't go fast and don't go hard, guys, on anything until you see the confirmation. Obviously, I've been down on JP recently. But after this, maybe, I wouldn't be in it yet. Yeah, okay, there we go. So IWM is probably the best market today in terms of indices. This is the one that benefits from those banks. Greg Burke, is Burry still shorting Tesla? I thought he was. Francis Egan says, surprising that it's falling so much. Would have assumed that the taper was more priced in. Look, it's Wall Street, man. You can't figure out what they've really priced into a market. We don't truly know. Markets extend all the time. So they go hyper extension. And you might say, like, this is what happens with TA as well. And I think it's another pretty good lesson if you guys are interested in this type of stuff. I don't know. You guys let me know if you are. But let's say you've got a market. And even if it rallies like this, okay? Generally speaking, if a market rallies, let's say it rallies really, really fast. It hits your take profit. Let's just say your take profit was at 208. It then blasts through that 208 and goes another 10%. And you think, expletive, why did I not leave that trade in? I am so stupid. I am so pissed. And your friend comes over and they're like, hey, you still in AMD, man? You still in AMD? Oh, you're not? You suck. I'm in AMD. Anyway, you know what I mean? It keeps going. It goes into that hyperextension phase. And when it gets into that phase, it can possibly do 10%, 20%, so anything's possible. But what you'll find is that it quickly takes that off. And this is where it traps everyone. This is the trap zone. So if you just sit there and conservatively take your 208 and you do that year on year on year on year, you will do better than the person that actually always holds through and tries to hype trade that thing. How many have you seen? Actually, let's go to the chat here. How many great winners? It's not, you don't need to be ashamed of it. How many great winners have you held on to and therefore lost out, or you've won on them, gotten out, gotten back in, gotten out, gotten back in, and then got destroyed by it? How many times has that happened to you? You guys tell me. Dave says, put options on 3x long bond ETFs. Ooh, you're going all in on that idea, Dave. And we got some other super chats coming in here. Ultimus, $4.99. Can you check out Netflix? Certainly can. Certainly can. Yeah, fair on Netflix. Got our little resistance here at 525. You're looking at it from a double bottom perspective. Nice wicks. Nice wick rejections again. Get a little closure. I mean, this closure is already where some people will scale. I think above here is pretty key. It's down pre-market because the rest of the market's down a little bit, as you see, 0.51%. 521, 525. I'd like to see a little bit more bullish pressure here. But yes, I do like your setup. And you are correct. This is the type of setup that you see. Previous support becomes previous resistance becomes support, roll reversal. It makes a little double bottom in your overall uptrend. And then this starts to rally back to your 560 area. And then possibly even get that breakout. Because Netflix has been a bad thing since June. And this is a full year of no returns. And I remember when everyone was hyped about Netflix here. They were hyped here. Everyone was hyped. But yeah, this is not bad. Not bad. Thank you for your donation. Then we have Andy Pandy, knock 20. Says, edit, good earnings, eh? That's right. Edit was pretty good, yes. Look at it go. Thank you very much, Edit. You made sure that all of our biotechs would go up. I appreciate you. Good work. Very nice trade into it as well. It actually rallied super hard. It would have been tough to take it. I don't have Edit, but I wish I did. 11.5% up, and then it just goes boom. Oh, they're so aggressive, these stocks. They're so aggressive. I mean, you think about Edit's 54. Let's just quickly go back in the start of the year. Wow, $100. Some poor person got this at 100 and got smoked all the way back to 30. So biotech is not for the faint-hearted, guys. You got to have the belief. Dave said that's what David Burrow's positions are. He's using options rather than shorting, so he won't get hurt if Tesla surges. And that's correct. You're using options. You get hurt, though. Options aren't cheap on Tesla. Like, it's expensive to have options, especially the put side. Even long date, that's going to cost you a lot of percentage. But yes, you don't get hurt. I mean, you basically say, hey, I'm willing to risk $10 million or whatever, and you just whack it all in there, put a time on it, and say, okay, I'm done. I know what's going on. If I lose it, I'll lose it, but that was my trade. So realistically, yes, that's why people use options, because they can limit their risks. You know, I think Warren Buffett, to me, one of the biggest plays, the two biggest plays that I can think of that were just so big brain. Obviously, Mark Cuban. I got to give that guy so much props. Selling, putting puts against his options, his stock, was big brain, guys. Like, he would not be a billionaire if he didn't do that. And he went and told, I'll give him props as well. He went and told his staff to do it as well. And anyone that did it was left with millions, and anyone that didn't was left with bugger all. So that was very, very big brain. But I also like Warren Buffett's sold puts at the height of the GFC. Pretty nice play. I can't believe Buffett got to go sit in there and tell everyone else what to do. And they're all like, come quickly, talk to us, talk to the Fed. That's how good is that? That you get to tell everyone, you're so powerful, you get to tell everybody else what to do and not to panic. That was pretty funny. And on San says, Amazon nearly killed me once by hodling a winner. Oh. I remember when Amazon was like $300 a few years ago and people were scared of it. Silverliner says, I will never tell. That means Silverliner's done it. Silverliner has given up some big ones. Simon Saunders says, in out loads of times. Yeah, man. It happens to all of us. We've all done that. Tanner says, Tom, I've been making pretty good money since I started following you. Good man. I'm on year 3 right now, and you've taught me a ton on fundamentals. Well, I think I probably taught you more on the technical side, but yeah. I appreciate that, man, Tanner. And it's good to see that you're doing well, because the main thing is, guys, just slow it down. Just take a chill. When everyone else is going hyperactive and stuff, think about what's your plan. What's your goal? Is your goal to be in this stock, out of this stock, in this stock, out of this stock, have a stressful life, or play the kind of like AMC games, the SPCE games? It's fun, but maybe you want to segregate a section to that and a segregated section to the long-term prospects. So I think when you slow it down, things definitely improve. And congratulations, Tanner. I'll give you a clap, man. That's awesome to hear. I love hearing stories. If you guys have been successful at stuff, like, let us know. It's awesome. Silverliner gives you some thumbs up, and I appreciate your support as well. Then we got Pet Brett, Canadian $5. Hey, Tommy boy, check out Bombardier and tell me it's a good long-term investment. Good show, old boy. Not that old. Very young, okay? Not partially boomer over here, all right? Let's have a look here at, was it Bombardier? Is this the one? The OTC? I assume it'll be the same. Good long-term investment. Well, so far it's been a horrible one from the perspective of where it was. Now, who knows? This stock's worth $3.18 billion. It got bashed down quite a lot. Aerospace and defense. It's got some good contracts. I don't know this stock very well. Does it have some good contracts? Got some nice government contracts or something, hopefully. This is a very significant closure. You can see the DOT, or you can see this long candle here with massive wicks and how it fought to get through this $1.20 range. So now that it is going through there, I think that's very significant. The weekly is most likely going to close above this $1.20. That's significant in itself, and it could begin a better rally for you that could actually go for a while. I mean, you've seen in 18, this thing got to 407. So yeah, look, it looks good. I mean, the big thing here is the $1.20 is getting breached from a technical side. The other thing that you're looking at is you're thinking, oh, I wonder if this can get back to $5. I don't know about that. You'll have to look at the fundamentals, but I could certainly see a $2.20 out of this. Previous little resistance over here, over here, over here. Not bad. Good luck. Markets now still flat, SP 500, with mostly the 10-year pushing all of the banks. 10-year up 4.89%. That's putting significant pressure on gold and silver, unfortunately. So those first take profits were all we got. Most people's stop losses would have been hit on anything else, unfortunately, there. And gold looks like it's going back down to the 1760 area. That is the suck for gold traders. I mean, it's not cool. But the 10-year, what can you do? So the market is definitely seeing this as tapering is an option now. That number is strong enough for them to start worrying about that. Got David Taylor coming in. Oh, wait, here we go. Tanner says, yeah, fundamentals of technicals is a real thing. Seeing a chart go up and knowing what will be the effect is a big time thing for me. Yeah, and I think also, Tanner, actually, if you can answer this, I'd be really interested. in your success, your change between, I guess, a little bit of weakness here and getting better over this 3 years, have you also practiced scaling? I want to know if that's changed for you, because you've obviously started putting in levels and you've said, okay, this is my level, this is my level, this is my level. Have you also started practicing scaling in and out? Kevin says it's on the TSX. It is. But it's the same stock, yeah? Oh, well, $1.20 is just the same thing. I don't know what that weird long leg candle was then on the OTC. But yes, $1.50-ish is a big deal. It's the exact same philosophy. Yeah. Exact same philosophy. Thank you very much, Kevin. Appreciate that. WebCitic says, check out DKNG. It's on the rocket. Ooh, DraftKings will be happy with that one. Nice. Yeah, this is deserved as well. This played the T. So earnings is good. Doesn't surprise me. The amount of advertising I've seen on them. They were one of the Paul's fights. They were everywhere. They were everywhere in a boxing fight. They were everywhere in UFC. They're hitting the right market. They understand the demographic. They know what's up. Those poor shorters over here. They're getting obliterated today. Look, lower... The same kind of recovery. This is the first step of a repair. We spoke about last week getting back down and testing from the top down to it. It's come out good, and now we've got a 55 number here early this morning. So we want to probably see 50, 56 breached to get really excited about further rallies. But that's a great result, and congratulations to people that are in that. I mean, that's very nice lightning bolt now into the peak. You get past that and you start rallying towards 64. Everyone starts talking about DKNG. Again, this is one that if you spot it early, then it's something that gets ramped by hype by, of course, the retail community. Tom W said, oh, AC Dogecoin. I don't know how you got on here, but that's a lot of rockets. I feel like AC Dogecoin is a hype mob. It's a massive hype mob. All right, let's quickly scroll up here and just make sure we've got a few others. Big Dipper seems to bring me some good news here. It says Zero Hedge. This is obviously a news website. Bonds, bullion, and big tech battered after big jobs beat dollar and small caps soar. Yeah. Got Kim Lim says, Tom, sent you a highlighter report for non-farms. The big uptick is in government jobs. Well, whatever about that. Okay, let's have a look at that one. Thank you very much, Kim. Appreciate that. Now, this is going to go over the top, so because of the way I'm capping today. Thank you for everyone sending me stuff as well this morning here. Oh, Kim, look at this. You're bringing me the fine wine of reports. Thank you very much. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let's break this one down. So, oh, you've even highlighted stuff for me. Thank you, Kim. Kim's a great member in the admin in the private community. He's a great guy. So we've got here wholesale, retail. What is this? What is this? What the hell? Oh, you sent me the website. Okay. All right, so retail trade, transport, yes, these numbers are okay. Retail trade's to be expected, so that's whatever. Unfortunately, the thing here is all about low-paying versus high-paying jobs. That's what was the big story last time. So we've got leisure and hospitality coming in hot. We've got, obviously, government coming in hot in June, and then that's continued to go through very strong. We've got very, very strong numbers here in the leisure and hospitality. Continuation of the same idea. And then we've got utilities coming back pretty strong here as well. Transportation, what's this? Retail, is that retail trade? Oh, retail trade actually down 5.5 over the summer holidays, I guess. Probably very weak period of time, probably pretty normal. And then what else have we got here? Manufacturing, 27. Yeah, so most of the jobs, you can see that really big beat here in the jobs from government. So they're just hiring out of control, US government. And leisure and hospitality was the other one. So mostly low-paying jobs. Do I see any other numbers here? Education, health services. No surprise there. That number improved. Professional business services, summer months. Doesn't go strong, I guess. Okay. So overall, pretty much more of the same from last month. I guess if you've got so much in the government and so much in the leisure and hospitality sector, they don't tend to be, extreme paying jobs. So again, it's a good number, but I can see why it's kind of mixed. And I think overall, everyone's going to perceive this as strong, and therefore it's going to be the talking about the tapering is the new discussion point. I kind of hate it how this has become the thing. Thank you, Kim. All right, we've got another super chat coming in here from David Taylor. We're about 21 minutes. Thank you for joining me today as well for the Friday Open till the fun really begins. David Taylor coming in with $2. NCLH message volume up. Can you check the TA? Oh, I like that. NCLH. So you're doing a little bit of the social arb experiment there. Very cool. Let's see if Tanner responded to us as well. I don't think I got Tanner's response before. Maybe it's somewhere in here. No, I didn't, but that's okay. All right, so the social chatter you're saying is going up on this one. Up 2.44%. How's it run with social chatter before? So we had February, ran okay. Earnings, 6th. Ooh. Is it pre-market or aftermarket for this one? It's worth $8.94 billion. So you've got nice low, nice kind of test to the low. I don't really like this stock until it gets here and through. 26 plus is what I'm looking for. But once that happens, good trade rallying here to 32. Good trade rallying here to 32. I'll watch this. NCLH. I'll watch it. Why not? Not bad at all. Chuck that in there. Put it over here. What's up, Sid? What'd you message me, man? What have I done? Tom, please see David's super chat. David Taylor. Did I miss David Taylor's? I got him, man. I got it. NCLH. All good. Oh, you responded at 8:06. All right, let's scroll back up. Let's have a look here. Okay, so Tanner says, yeah, sometimes I'll have a hard target. If it gets very close, that I'll take half off and tighten my stop. For the rest, getting in is similar. The more I like what I see, the bigger I get. So you're approaching like the idea of you're seeing a very good trade and then you're starting to scale into it maybe harder and stuff. And I think that's something, sometimes you won't always see great trades. You'll see like kind of borderline, you want to take it, but you might think it's like a coin flip. And sometimes you'll see like really good ones. There's nothing wrong with going slightly harder in those types of trades, but you need to know what you're doing. And I think that's something that comes with the experience. And as you said, 3 years is coming through there. Shizzy Wiznut says net. Let's have a look at Cloudflare today. All right, I'm glad that's clipped a little bit. 4% down, 116.60. Yeah, look, Cloudflare was always going to be tough to fully hit here. As we talked about yesterday, that rally was so big. I still love the stock, but yeah, I thought that it might not be able to hit. You know why? Because the guys that actually they can always sandbag their earnings. So I'll be watching this one for sure over the weekend. We're just over 15 minutes away from the market open, so that'll be very interesting. Thank you very much for the members messaging me about a whole bunch of different questions here. Jay Nibble says, sup, Tom. Happy Friday. Sup, Jay Nibble. Great to have you here, man. And Pet Brett says, we need a blurry counter. Ozark Granite says, are my eyes going or is the screen all blurry? I know what you guys are doing. Pepperett says there's a point where the government's hiring is bad. It's like Greece. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. All right, we'll get out of that one. But yes, I agree. Government hiring does not equal strong economy. It just equals we're just trying to fill the positions. We need more in all other sectors, more skilled labor. The US really, from a perspective, is all about skill. We need skilled labor, guys. Skilled labor. That's going to be the one that really kind of sends the economy into a super bullish move if that can happen. All right, let's go through the pre-market again here. Look at these numbers. See if there's any stocks that are interesting. I tend to shut down on these non-farm payrolls days because I still don't trust really what the market's going to do by the end of the close. But there could be some good opportunities next week. I think you guys should definitely tune in over the weekend and over Monday for this. It'll be a very important week of trading. So these are the ones that are down. Zoom video coming back again there. And from the green side, we've got these ones in the big stocks. So obviously the banks up fairly heavily. JP Morgan, Goldman, etc., all doing 1%. Let's just scroll through every one of the stocks that we've got. So we know where Square is. Let's have a look at Apple. Apple stuck in the range, 0.48% down. This is the range that I've got for Apple, guys. I'm really neutral on it until it breaks through that range. That's just the way I see it. So you got that kind of 141 support, 150 resistance. I saw a bunch of puts were opened around 120 for 2022 today or yesterday in the session. So they had puts right there for 2022. Whether that means much, could be just a hedge. Let's have a look at Amazon. So Amazon's still kind of not really the best pickup here just yet. Let's have a look at the 2-hour chart because a lot of people have been buying the dip here on Amazon. You've got the trough, got the kind of peak area. We haven't really, once you get past 3,400, I think that could rally for Amazon. So that'll be a spot to watch. 3,400. We'll chuck that in right now. I'd like to see that rally past that point. Let's have a look at Google. Boring. Let's look at Snow. Nice bounce off the 271. Snow should still be in rally phase. End phase. After it hit 200 the other day. Daily. Maybe the 180. I like that zone because of previous resistance, but you would want 15-minute turnaround here. So this type of thing, you don't just buy that dip. You basically look for that little turnaround on the smaller time frames, and then you can start to take that rally. If that makes some sense. ACK says, figures, I got out of JP Morgan yesterday for a loss. Ooh. Monica Nakamura says, apes have a pile of cash waiting for the moment Tom pulls the trigger to short JP Morgan. Well, we can't pull a trigger on something that's not hitting it. I mean, what can you do? JP Morgan's it is a head and shoulders pattern, but it isn't active. Like it's chess. TA's chess. You might see the move and think, oh, okay, I'm going to play this strategy at this point. And then they don't move the thing you thought they were going to move. And you go, oh, damn, I got to play a different strategy. That's the same thing happening here. And really, it's a good pattern. If it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, I don't care. I just was bringing it to everyone's attention because it's the type of thing that I look for. And I'm not feeling FOMO either way here. I don't have any interest in the banks. But this is the setup here. But if it comes through, then I'll attack it. I'll attack it like I attack Build-A-Bear. There's Build-A-Bear, by the way, guys. Gotta attack that Build-A-Bear. Nothing cool about that rally. This is good, Tanner. Tanner's teaching the room today. Also, I've got to say my key to success recently is staying out of a lot of trades. Yes. I only take it when all my boxes are checked. So I may only trade once a week. Actually, correct. And scaling depends on how it looks. Yeah, man. very little amount of trades. Less than one a day most people have. Maybe 2 a day, max. I wouldn't mind knowing this. How many of you guys trade 10 times a day plus? Other than Sid. I know Sid trades like 50 times a day. Sid's like this. At the end of the day, Sid can't tell you how many trades he has. Or maybe he can. When we get him on the show, we'll find out. I'm making a lot of assumptions here, Sid, by the way. Al Rizzi says, I got super lucky on hood, in and out. Cindy MC says, Car Tom, down soon? Yeah, car rallied pretty well yesterday. Oh, I don't know with this stock. I like the shorty action over here. I know it got pummeled from the 90, rallied up. Dead cat bounce possibilities. 85, I guess I'd be watching. Where is it now? 83.50. Yeah, probably look about 85, and then from that level, try to. I wouldn't just short it. I'd probably look for a little lightning bolt or something like that on this type of one. Stupid BBW. Mr. Murray says, I'm down to about 3 to 5 trades a week. So, Mr. Murray, is that improving your trading? Tell us. We need to learn here, remember? Look, people might believe me or they might not believe me, but really it's the community saying these things. Serena says, I'm non-stop scaling. I like that. Dalcidia says, these assumptions are killing me. I'm having some fun, Sid. I'm having some fun. We'll get you on. You can put the record straight. Russell W says, I'm averaging just under 4 a day for August. Okay. Britsu, been doing 8 to 10 lately, trying to trade penny stocks. Oh my God. Britsu, I pray for you. Penny stocks. We all start in the penny stocks. It's like we all start in well, usually how it goes is you start on the minute chart, the 5-minute chart, then you go to the 15-minute chart, then you think, oh, why was I not on the 15-minute chart? Then you go to the daily, 1 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, whatever, and you might end there. And then you start in the penny stocks as well. And then you go to the biggest stocks, and then you end up with big blue chips trading credit spreads. That's pretty much where I see most people end up after a lot of time. They end up just going and stealing the credit instead. Let's keep going through some of these stocks. So we've got 9 minutes till the market open. Let's have a look at this. So we had MU, Micron, beautiful little double bottom over here earlier in the week. That actually ended up being a pretty damn stellar trade so far. 85 is the true resistance here for Micron. So I'll chuck that in for members so you guys can see that. Really great double bottom into a nice semiconductor play so far. Yeah, not bad. Don't know if it's great at this stage. Then we've got this one, Path. Now, Path rejected on the 4 hour. Look at that, nasty rejection. Let's have a look at the daily close though. So Path actually closed above, and this is a fairly bullish close for it. So we have a series of high lows. We've got equal kind of resistances. We have a shooting star pin bar style rejection. And we are now above the 20 moving average for the first time. That's the type of trade that shows a lot more excitement in the type of stock. It's packaged software technology services. Not bad. I don't know anything about the company, but $32 billion, it's no slouch. That's a good accumulation down the low. That's another super chat kind of one. We had apps today. We've got Roblox looking pretty interesting. NC, I can't really speak on that one. Piton, still looking at that 127 level for Piton, guys. Nice series of higher lows so far. Testing through. Would like to see Piton rally. I only have crowd here because I'm actually looking for a breach either way. More a breach to the short side. Now, you may think, why would you do such a thing, Tom? You love this stock. I do. I just don't like its valuation. I love the stock. Crowd is good. Very good. But it's similar to Apple. It's kind of got that sideways neutralized market on it at the moment. AMAT, still fighting with the resistance. These are just stocks that you guys can look at. Pins. Actually, do you guys like this when I go through stocks that have been sent by Super Chats? And we check them out just together and I just bring them up and just have key levels. I just reel them off. you do, let me know. Pins, still too early to tell from a TA perspective. If you like it, then it is on around that support zone. Nvidia. Now, this is actually a historically very strong month for Nvidia. So August, if you didn't know, Nvidia tends to do, I think it's a 5.6% over 20 years. So can you believe that? Nvidia does 5.6% over 20 years as an average. It's pretty crazy. Last month was Apple's month. This month, Nvidia, but it's so expensive already. This closure out, though, was very, very nice. So this was a good 1.79%. You see the long leg doji. There's a good trading strat. You see the long leg doji around the resistance. You see the closure above. You take it near the close. It opens up and pays you out. It's actually not that hard. Mayella Johnson says, because I may find a good play, Tom. Yeah, you guys need to make your own decisions, but I can just ramble about a few of these things. I'm not being responsible for whatever you end up doing. I don't know what you're doing. Some people, they put on crazy risk, and I'm like, why would you play it that way? Why would you do that? But you know what I mean. I bring them up. We see key levels, and you guys can make your own decisions on those types of things. So we've got resistance here, 68. It's pretty slow moving, this one. Bristol Myers Squibb, the boomer company. It is through, though. Let's have a look at the weekly. Ugh, so slow. Long leg doji weekly. You know what? Get out of here. Get out of here, BMY. And it's not because it's not great, and it is going long. It just, that long leg doji, it puts me off. I don't like it. I have to wait too long. Got Roku. Let's have a look at that one. Bounced yesterday. Down to 402 this morning. Go to the daily. Still too early to tell whether that's a real buy the dip situation. Yeah, probably too early on the Roku. Twilio. 4 hour. Support. Yeah, I don't really know about Twilio. Snap. 77. Get out of here. Done with you, Snap. You're weird now. Facebook. You'd have to go with the more bullish side than bearish, but Facebook sometimes not the best technical on those kinds of move rounds. And then we've got Okta here. Don't know how I feel about Okta. What about these Chinese stocks? How are they going? Oh. Talk about range. That's going to be explosive either way, isn't it? Look at that ranging. Let's have a look at this on the 1 hour together on JD. My goodness. It really is ranging, guys. Little range up here, little range down here on the 1 hour. That could be explosive when it gets through. TTD. Go to the daily here on TTD. Is the rally over for this? Yeah, get out of here. Done with that. Doesn't look very good. Uber, don't care. What about Dash? Earnings play. We'll find out. All right, we've got Big Dipper coming in with $2. Please take a quick look at crypto. You are completely correct, Big Dipper. I got carried away in the stocks today. Thank you very much. Let's have a look here at BTC. I did see that rallied early. It's a good rally. I expect it to move towards the 42.5 again and start putting pressure under it. You know, it could be a crazy weekend for Bitcoin. Imagine if it does go through. That is a full stop hunt on the Bitcoin. Check it out. You see that big pullback slightly underneath the low. It'd be nicer if it was a bigger wick so you could be really sure about it. And then look at this big volume that comes back in. This looks good, guys. It does look good. You've got your peak, you've got your supports, you've got your resistances, you've got your retest, you've got nice consolidation. 42.5. Obviously, the biggest point here for BTC in the next coming months. A lot of bullishness coming out of the PayPal, Square acquisition, all of that type of stuff. Looks nice. And Ethereum now hit the 2850, which is what we suspected it would do. So what did it hit? 2848, whatever, close enough. You know, the best trading's been in crypto, really. It's a good trade. Really nice kind of pick up off here. I know it went lower, but your stops should have held. And you could have just been on a 1 hour waiting for it to turn around anyway. Look at that little bullish hammer. Confirmation. Sid's in here. He's dancing. Bang. Very nice. It's going to be a cool weekend for crypto, guys. I like these. I like everything we've been seeing on Ethereum. And hey, you can't say I didn't crap on about this before on the Twitter. Follow FX Evolution on Twitter. I know we've got 1 minute till the market opens here. We open in less than a minute. But yeah, this is what I expected. Did it come down a little bit further? Sure. But that's still the consolidation under the 42.5. It's good. All right, let's get down and dirty with the stock market here. So US 500 rally slightly. Long leg doji on the 1 hour. Probably look for that for day traders. Close above, close below. Give us a bit of an idea on what's going on in the market. We didn't look at Tesla this morning. Tesla's been sucky. But 714, 712. And then we've got the US 100. We'll bring that up. So that's sitting at 15,119. And we will bring in for the movement of the day. I guess we'll watch AMC just on the open here. All right, here we go, guys. Welcome to Friday Open. Thank you so much for joining us. Got the bell straight from the Nasdaq, I believe that bell is. So US 100 opens 15,125. Let's scroll through some of these stocks here. So Apple down 0.65. That's going to weigh a little bit on the Nasdaq. Got Snow down, Enphase up, ARK flat. A few big puts coming in on ARK as well yesterday. Got Disney up and down. CRISPR still rallying a little bit there. Beam down after its 15% day. And what else do we have? Mostly just a sea of kind of like mixed results. No strong kind of horrors. Hood up 16%. Hood scares me. I think if you've got that initial run on Hood, congrats to you. And now you should be scared. It's just, yeah, congrats, hey? Well done. But whoa, I'd be definitely using risk-adjusted options on that one. I assume the banks are where it's at. Let's go over to the Webull scanner here. JP Morgan up 1.8% off the strong number. All the boomer stocks are doing best. So the Dow and IWM will be doing quite well. And on the bad side here, we've got Zoom Video down 2%. Moderna, 2%. Let's have a look at Moderna. SP500 actually just about to crack that high there as well. Early in the session. mRNA. Ooh, is it time for this to get smoked? Watch the puts on this, guys. In fact, I'll have a look in the room and see if there were any yesterday. mRNA. Let me have a look for you. Sneaky, sneaky. So these are the readings from yesterday. mRNA 405, 20th of August, 284,000 put buy opened. Two large options, 408K premium opened for 2022, strike $300 puts. mRNA. This is all yesterday near the close. $300 strike puts as well. 450K. I'll show you guys. One sec. Let me bring it on here. These are all those. It'll say today for me because obviously my time here in Australia. But look at all these puts. So quite a lot of little puts there. Oh, 750K for 2021 October. So all the puts came in near the end there. You can see the strikes, guys. You can see the puts. Before that, what have we got here? We've got puts coming in as well. Big puts. Oh my goodness, so many puts. The nasty Wall Street They're trying to kill Moderna. Will they be successful? The next couple of months will find out. But that's a lot of puts, guys. Check out Fastly. $34.97. Trying to gap fill here on Fastly yesterday. That got bashed. That stock got cheap. Let me guess. ARK purchased some or something? $35. Previous resistance became support and definitely did bounce. That's it by the dip that worked out. Oh, well. And we've got a super chat coming in here from Michael saying 500 yen. Hey, Tom, Morgan Stanley MS is peaking similar to 2000 and 2007 highs. Just something that piqued my interest. Would you like your thoughts? All right, let's have a look at Morgan Stanley for you there, man. Morgan Stanley. 99.17 weekly. I mean, I don't really find it disturbing or anything. I mean, this is usually the thing you've got to be more disturbed about, like a quick flash crash followed by a super rally that causes kind of big problems in the economy. That's something that happened over here as well. Was that a quick flash crash followed by a super rally? My opinion is not really anything. I would just go with, yes, it looks bullish. Know your time of year. And I'm not really too concerned about this at this stage. Kind of similar to the S&P. There'll be some trend line here that'll be bouncing off as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's breakout. It's looking strong. That US 10-year certainly helps it. And if it does breach through here today and go through like a 1.3, then you'd think the US 10-year is actually going to have a rise in it to about that 143, 146. And that's going to lead to further bullishness for the banks. So it really comes down to the US 10-year, I feel. All right, guys. Well, so many things are going good at the moment in the markets. Tesla is the suck. This sucks. Why I say that? Because until it gets through 725, it's just consolidating above this breakout. This is not the type of rally that I expect from a healthy Tesla. I would already hope, as a trader, Tesla should already be going bam, bam, bam. I want this thing at 750 at least by now, or 780. Why? Because when it breaks out traditionally, it goes crazy. So for it to be this weak, bulls here are looking for a 725 plus closure. A 725 plus closure. That's going to be the most significant thing. Some stocks down, some stocks up. As you can see over here, Roblox up. That's a good trade there. Well done to people that were in Roblox. And we've got Ulrich Nielsen coming in with DKK $20. Says maybe Coin and Riot is the play for the weekend. Ooh, really? Those ones? I mean, you know, Ethereum, I feel like it was probably the play if you, well, whichever one, those two are both Bitcoin related, yeah? But whatever Ethereum was, Ethereum is the one. Because Ethereum's $200 increments, you know, I spoke about it when I was on TV a few days ago. It was just really good. It looked really, really strong. Ethereum was the strongest one. But yeah, look, Bitcoin looks good and everything. 42.5 is the key level here. And then we've got one more super chat coming in here from Jason D. Super chatted $4.99. And obviously, Ulrich, I can't really, there's no point looking at Riot and Coin you could look at. Coin could be the one. Let's have a look at Coin for you. Damn, Coin's close. So it's at that 254. Big base. Oh, scary earnings. Geez, that's close, isn't it? It's a big accumulation base. I have a rule. You know the rule. I don't look at the IPOs from a trade perspective, but it certainly is at the tippity top here on Coin. Jason D, $4.99. Carvana blowout earnings. Like to see the technicals. Yeah, let's have a look. Was it CR? Oh, I'll just write it in. Carvana, CVNA. It's not really easy to technical something that's in all-time highs. So 370, clearly whenever I looked at this before and I saw this breakout, I would have taken this range and then just extrapolated it. So I guess I'll probably stick with that. Just underneath 400 would be my target. That's what we did last time. I really love the weekly, this daily 20 pickups though. Beautiful daily 20 pickups. 1, 2, third one becomes good. Long leg. Oh, that's a great trade. Wow. If you had calls on this, that would have paid out hard. You got long leg doji, bullish close, bam, off to the races, blow off. Very nice trade off the 22. The 1, the 2, beautiful stuff. Nice work. 371. Yes, I'd be going to the 395s, I guess, from a technical perspective. It's more just trying to say, okay, we've got a range. Where has it stopped before? Has it found problems at rounds? Like it found some problems at 300. 200, it blew out a bit. So it blew out past 234. And then did it stop at around 100? I would argue, yes, it did. So look, round numbers are a key thing in stock markets. We know that. Fair enough, CMAC. Labor dollars will hurt Tesla and Amazon. Watch out when CEOs leave. Fair enough, CMAC. That's a good point there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here for the Friday session. It's been a great week. I'll be coming back at you over the weekend for, of course, a video covering everything that we've done today and wherever these markets end up closing. We're in the hour of power right now. We're 10 minutes in, so it's still very early days to know exactly how Wall Street's going to action this non-farms. Look for the last hour, as they call it, the hour of real power. This is the hour of retail power. The hour of real power is the last hour, and we'll find out what Wall Street truly want to do with the market. Do they want to keep it the US 500 above 44.30 and create further bull runs next week, or are they looking for a little bit of sneaky business where they push it out and then they move it back under? We should know by the close of this today, and we can start to position accordingly. Thanks so much. You're the best community. Thank you for the subscribers. Thanks for the likes, and of course the super chats and the members out there in the private community, etc. See you guys on Monday or on the weekend. Bye for now. Kevin N said, broskies, you all missed UAA's move. We can't get them all, Kevin. We can't get them all. Silverlight says, Snap found another leg. Snap terrifies me. but I like it on the trade. Hey, it's pretty good.